Hello learners, you all are welcome to senior secondary level program of NIOS. Dear learners, I Dr. Rajendra Kumar Nayak from National Institute of Open Schooling. And learners, in our last session we have discussed about coordinate system of rectangular coordinate. Particularly on the part 1 we have discussed about the location of a point with reference to x and y coordinate, and we have discussed about the distance between the 2 point, or we can say length of between the 2 point, and we have discussed about the section formula, how we have to find out the coordinate of a concerned point. Right now we have discussed one of the very important aspect that is related to also section formula, that is known as the midpoint formula. When talking about midpoint formula, the important thing is midpoint formula you will find midpoint means we can say a line, we are going to find out the coordinate of a midpoint. For example, suppose I would like to tell you, suppose this is the line, okay, P and Q. When we are talking about midpoint, we are going to find out the coordinate of exactly the coordinate of a midpoint. Suppose this is the midpoint. Okay. Then what will be its coordinate? That means suppose its coordinate is x and y, what will be its value of x and value of y? And that is known as simply the midpoint formula. And midpoint formula, very simply it is talking, suppose the coordinate of a P is x1, y1 and Q is x2, y2, then we can say the midpoint, or I can say very simply the midpoint will be, suppose this midpoint is suppose R, the midpoint R, which is equal to, I can say x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. This will be the coordinate of the midpoint. Okay. For example, simply I can take a example, and we have put it two different example. Suppose I am taking the example A. The point is minus and 2 and 3. Suppose this is the line. Suppose I can say A is the point, the coordinate is minus 2, 3, and B is the point, the coordinate is 3 and 5. And let I can say R be the, midpoint of AB. Then what is the coordinate of R? That is the question. That means midpoint coordinate is here R. I can say the R coordinate will be x1 plus x2, that means minus 2 plus x2 is here 3 minus plus 3 by 2, comma I can say y1 plus y2, that means I can say 3 plus 5 by 2, or when we solve you will find 3 minus 2, that will be 1, I can say the coordinate will be 1 by 2, comma 5 plus 3 8 by 2, that will be 4. So I can say the midpoint, when we are talking about the midpoint R, and its coordinate will be simply I can say it will be the minus 1 by 2 and 4, that will be the coordinate of AB, that is coordinate of R. Okay. Now we will be move for the second example, and second example is talking, suppose I can say P with the point, the coordinate is 6 0, and Q with the point, that is minus 2 10. Okay. Again I will suppose like to take, let R be the midpoint. Okay. R be the midpoint of, I can say, of PQ. Now we are going to find out the coordinate of R. The coordinate of R, by using midpoint formula you will find, that means x1 plus x2 by 2, I can say 6 plus minus of 2 minus of 2 by 2 comma that is y1. y1 is here 0, 0 plus y2 by 2. Then you will find, when you will solve, you will find 6 minus 2, that is 4, 4 by 2, that will be 2, comma 0 plus 10, 10, 10 by 2, you will find 5. So, I can say the coordinate of, very simply I can generalize here, the coordinate of midpoint of PQ, that is R, which is equal to, that is 2 and 5. That means x component is 2 and y component is 5. The coordinate of R will be 2, 5. Okay. Now, based on midpoint formula, another concept that is involved, that is very important things, this is the area of the triangle. Dear learner, by using the, we can say the coordinate geometry, we can able to find out area of the triangle. We already know how we have to find out area of the triangle, of any triangle, by using Hero's formula, we already know. And if we can say specific type of triangle, for example, I can say right angle triangle, half base into 5. In equilateral triangle, we already know root 3 by 4 s square, that part already know. It is another techniques to find out area of the triangle, any triangle, by using, very simply I can say, by using the coordinate geometry. Now, you see, when talking about area of the triangle, let us suppose, very simply I can say A, B, C be the triangle. Let A, B, C be the one of the triangle, and the coordinate of A, because we are using coordinate geometry, we must have to understand the coordinate of a vertex. The vertex is A and its coordinate is suppose x1, y1, and the coordinate of B is suppose x2, y2, and coordinate of C is suppose x3 and y3, and determinant we have already learned about the concept of determinant. Then area of the triangle, I can say area of triangle ABC, which is equal to, I can say, that is the very important thing. And dear learners, by using that formula, you can able to find area of any triangle. And it is very simple. I can, that formula is talking half into determinant of, first we have to write x1, x2, I can say x3, y1, y2, y3 and 1, 1, 1. If you will find the determinant value of this quantity and multiply with half, then you will find the area of the triangle ABC. And it is a very beauty, we can say very technical formula in order to find out area of the triangle. I am talking area of the triangle means area of any triangle. It may be right angle triangle, it may be equilateral triangle, it may be isosceles triangle, whatever type of triangle it is. And this is give a very important result. Dear learners, suppose we will take an example. Suppose this is the one of the triangle, this is the one of the triangle suppose, and what is given here, the vertices are given, A is given, vertices that is 3, 4, okay. B is the another vertex, that is 6, minus 2, and C is the another vertex, that is given minus 4, minus 5. Okay. Now, area of the triangle I can say area of triangle ABC. What is the area of the triangle? We have already discussed, which is equal to half into determinant of, I already told you, that will be I can say x1, x2, x3, that is I can say that is x1, that is x2, that is x3. So, I can say 3, 6, minus 4 and y1, that is 4, minus 2, minus 5 and 1, 1, 1. When we find out this determinant value, we can able to find out the area of the triangle. And when we are talking about determinant value, how we have to find out? 1 by 2, we already know how we have to find. That means I can say 3 into, that means 3 into minus 2 multiply with minus of minus 2 minus, I can say minus minus 2, I can say simply minus of minus 5, okay. Then minus 4 into, I can say minus 4 into 6 minus 6, I can say that part will cancel, 6 minus of minus 4, I can say 6 plus 4, and 1 multiply with 6 into minus 5, that will be minus 30, and minus, I can say 4 into minus 4 minus 2, that will be, I can say minus 4 and minus 2, that will be plus 8, and minus, I can say that will be minus of 8. When we simplify this one, you will find the value, I can say very simply minus 2, 3 into, I can say minus 2, that means minus 2 and minus of minus 5, that will be plus 5, plus 5 minus 2, that will be 3, 3 into 3, that is 9. So, half multiply with 9, again 6 plus 4, we know 24, 6 plus 4, that is 10, 10 into minus 4, that means minus 40, I can say that is minus 3 minus 8, that is I can say minus 38. Okay. So, I can simply, when we solve this one, that will be minus 78 minus 9, that will be 69, and that will be minus 69 by 2, and you know that area of the triangle always a positive quantity, you will find 69 by 2, this will be the area of the triangle. And dear learners, by using that formula area of the triangle, we have to find out 69 upon 2. That means very simply we can say, when we are talking about area of the triangle, we must have understand the area of the triangle by using the coordinate geometry and how we have to use the principle of determinant. That is also very important. We can say the mixed formula of, we can say, coordinate geometry and determinant. That means area of any triangle ABC, half of, we can say x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1. When we find out the value of determinant value and multiply with half 1 by 2, then you will find out area of the triangle. Okay, that is very, we can say very easy also. Now, we will be moved to the inclination and slope of a line. You know inclination and slope. Inclination, you know, this is the angle. When talking about angle or inclination, very simply you must have to understand, when talking about inclination, suppose this is the x o x dash, y o y dash. Inclination of line AB, when talking about inclination of a given line, it is represent measure of angle made by with the positive direction of x axis, or which is called the anti-clockwise. This is very simply you can say this is the alpha, this is the inclination of line AB. Okay. Now, when talking about the slope, slope is nothing but tangent tan angle of that line. That means suppose angle is 45, slope means we are going to find out tan theta, that means tan 45. Or we can say the slope of a line is the tangent of the angle theta, which is the line makes with the positive direction x axis, generally it is denoted by m. We can say slope means line and it is denoted by m, which is equal to tan theta. That is the very important things, inclination and we can say the slope. Right now, we will be moved that slope of a line joining two distinct points. How we have to find out slope of the line? Very simply, I can say, suppose this is the line. Suppose this is the line. Okay. Suppose line is L1. Okay. And we have a 2 point. Suppose this is the end point, this is the end point, this is the end point of the line. That means 2 end point. And end point coordinate, suppose this is A, suppose it is given 6, 3 and another is given suppose 4, 10. And there is a formula we have to use that formula. and formula is x63 means I can say this is x1 comma y1, and talking of 410 which is nothing but the x2 y2. When talking about slope of line L1, slope of a line L1 means there is a formula, and that formula is, that means y2 minus y1, m stand for here the slope of the line. Okay. So, it is nothing but I can say slope of line which is called as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay. Now, slope of line L, suppose I would like to write slope of line L1 which is suppose written as m. Okay. Now, m which is equal to y2 minus y1, that means y2 minus y1 I can write 10 minus 3, that means one again I would like to formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and you must have to understand slope of the line, because it is very essential to understand the other concept that is involved in coordinate geometry. So, when talking about the slope of the line L1 which is equal to y2 minus 1 by divided by x2 minus x1, I can write which equal to 10 minus 3 divided by I can say x2, x2 is here 4, and that is I can say 4 minus 6. I can say 4 minus 6, that means 7 divided by 4 minus 6, that will be minus 2. So, slope will be minus 7 by I can say 2. Okay. This is the slope of the line, this joining the 2 points. Dear learners, now we will be move very important part that is also related to we can say slope, that you know that dear learners, when talking about 2 lines are parallel, when we talk 2 lines are parallel, we have observed the railway track. When talking about railway track, when a train is moving on the track, you just observe the 2 plates. The 2 plates are always parallel. The parallel means the distance between the 2 lines remains constant, they never join at one point. Then we can say this is the parallel line. When talking about in terms of slope, that means simply I can say when the 2 lines are parallel, when talking of parallel means that means there is the condition, and the condition is if the slope of the 2 lines are equal. That means suppose there is the line L1 which slope is m1, and L2 is the another line, slope is m2. When talking about the L1 will be, I can say L1 will be parallel to L2, this is the parallel symbol, L1 will be parallel to L2, the condition is M1 must have to equal to M2. Then we can say the 2 lines are parallel, otherwise we cannot say the 2 lines will be parallel. This is the one of the most important characteristic features of the slope of the line. If we want to know the slope of the 2 lines, we can decide whether the 2 lines will be parallel or perpendicular, not parallel, not perpendicular. That is the very important things. And second condition, when we will be moved for the second condition, remember 2 lines are said to be perpendicular. When we talk perpendicular, perpendicular means you know when 2 lines are perpendicular means when one line will be makes angle, suppose this is my finger, when talking about it is perpendicular to this pen, that means my finger will be make an angle 90 degree, then we can say this is the perpendicular. And so very simply I can say this is the I can say perpendicular symbol. Yes, perpendicular symbol means it makes 90 degree. Okay. When talking about 90 degree, if you know the slope of 2 lines, suppose L1 I can say simply I can say L1 be the line and L2 be the line which M2 is the its we can say slope, L1 slope is suppose M1. I can say L1 is perpendicular symbol will be L2 if M1 multiply m1 into m2 which is equal to minus 1. That means when two slope will be multiplied and if its result is given minus 1, then we can say two lines are perpendicular. Very simple, we can say two lines will be parallel if their slope are equal. Two lines are perpendicular if we will multiply the corresponding, we can say corresponding slope. If the result will be get minus 1, then we can say two lines are perpendicular. Let we have to take an example, will be understand what exactly the condition we have to show the parallel and perpendicular. So that the line passing through the point AB, here what is given, suppose A with the line, suppose A with the line, that is A, that is B, and the point is given 5, 6 and 2, 3. Suppose another line, suppose PQ, P and Q, and the coordinate of P is given 9, minus 2 and D is given 6 and minus 5, 6 and minus 5. Now dear learners, our target is, that question is asking, so that the AB is, I can say AB is parallel to PQ, and when it is possible, when we can say when M1 equal to M2. That means I can say if we are finding out the slope, I can say first case we have to find the slope of AB, that is suppose M1 which is equal to slope of AB, what will be x2 minus x1. That means we have discussed about y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. y2 is 3, 3 minus 6, 3 minus 6, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, 2 minus 5, 2 minus 5, that is you find 3 minus 6 which equal to minus 3 divided by minus 3, you will get 1. Okay. When talking about slope of PQ, which is suppose M2, slope of PQ, you see y2 minus y1, that means I can say minus 5 minus of minus 2 y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, 6 minus 9, I can say 6 minus 9, 6 minus 9, you will find minus 5 plus 3, minus 5 plus 3 plus 2, that, and 6 minus 3 minus 3. Again you will find 2 minus 5 minus 3 by minus 3, again you will find 1. What we find here, what we observe here, important thing is if we observe the slope of AB which equal to I can say my 1, the value is 1. Again suppose I would like to tell you that here what you find here, that means 1 is the slope of M1, M2 is the slope 1. So all the here what happened, M1 equal to M2 which equal to 1, that's why I can say that AB is parallel to PQ. That means the line AB is parallel to the line PQ due to their slopes are equal to each other, the value is 1. So right now we have to show the another things, that is I can say when the perpendicular, so that the line passing through the point, suppose AB the line, AB is the suppose line, suppose I have taken, okay, and that is suppose A, the point is given 2 minus 5, and B with the point, that is minus 2, 5, okay, and PQ, we can say P with the, this is the one line coordinate, P with the line which given 6, 3, no, that is L is 6, 3, M is given 1 and 1, and we are going to show that whether AB, I can say AB is perpendicular to LM or not. Now in order to show whether this is perpendicular or not, first we have to find the slope of AB. Now we are going to find out the slope of AB. Suppose slope of AB now, which is suppose M1, we already know that is y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1, that means 5 minus of 5, that is I can say 10 y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, that means minus 2 of minus 2 I can say minus 2 of minus 2 I can say 10 by minus 4 I can say minus 5 by 2. Okay. And when talking about slope of PQ, slope of LM, suppose M2, you will find M2. Here is y2 minus y1, that is 1 minus 3, that is 1 minus 3 is you know minus 2 divided by y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, that is I can say minus 5, that means 2 by 5. You know, now M1 into M2 multiply, that is minus 5 by 2 into 2 by 5, you will find the value is minus 1. Minus 1 means here the slope of two lines, that is M1 into M2 is minus 1. That is why we can say the line, simply I can say the line AB is now perpendicular to LM. This is the, we can say, we have able to prove that two lines are perpendicular to each other. Now dear learners, we will be moved for the next part, that is very important things, and just you have to remember the formula. The formula is when talking about when the two lines are given, how we have to find out the angle between the line. The angle formula is, suppose the formula is tan theta equal to I can say modulus of M1 minus M2 divided by 1 plus M1 into M2. That is the formula, and the condition is 1 plus M1 into M2 not equal to 0. Then we can able to find out angle between the two lines. That is the acute angle. Obtuse angle will be 180 degree minus this angle. So we can find out angle between the two lines. Dear learners, basically when we are talking about the slope, the result of slope given many things. We can decide when the two lines are, we can say parallel, when two lines are perpendicular, and what is the angle between the two lines. And this result completely we can find out if you understand, or we can able to find out on basis of the slope of the two lines. Dear learners, I hope that you have enjoyed learning with me, and I suggest you regularly you go through and watch our live program E-Vidya 12 for senior secondary level program, and watch our, another thing is log in always our website, that is www.nios.ac.in on online course material, because you will find the video tutorials, audio program, text program, and we can say practice sheet in order to practice and understand in briefly the mathematical concepts. Thank you learners.